Hello guys, and welcome back to Supreme Ruler Ultimate. This is a continuation of our playthrough of an imperialist USA and Japan. In the last episode, we were setting up for our first wars, Japan versus China and me versus Haiti of all people. I did some pretty drastic rebuilding and changing of my economy, scaling back production, not wanting to go the same route USA went around the time of World War II. I also got some treaties with other nations, and now we are getting ready to finally go to war to some extent this very episode. So thank you guys for showing up, and I hope you enjoy what you're about to see. I've gotten to start lowering my healthcare because the technology for it's gone up, so the spending on it doesn't need to be as high. I think after I take Haiti, I'll immediately probably go for the Dominican Republic next. Not like boom boom, but more like the next one I'll try to get the war score, justification, etc. for is probably going to be Dominican Republic, just because it would just be so easy. I land on Haiti, which I'll own. I'll go right into the Dominican Republic. Land borders, they're great. And that makes Cuba a good target as well. Makes Panama a good target, makes Mexico a good target. What's great?
I will have, if I'm reading correctly, once I take China, I will have 3 more land production facilities than you. I already have...
Take into account I've turned some off.
2 more, I think that's air. But I'll still have less...
You don't have more air than me, I've just turned off most of my air. That number is the amount that are on and active. That does not show ones that have been temporarily turned off. And I can turn them on at the flip of a switch.
I was going by what you have active at the moment.
Yeah, I have more than that. Anyway, so Stalin, responding to reports of his death, joked that they're true and to be left in peace.
If that happened in real life, I wish I was around to say it.
Huh. Iraq had its coup d'etat. One of many coup d'etats that Iraq will have, just historically based. 67%. It's almost time for war. Let's start collecting some troops. Let's see here. Shouldn't take much of anything. It's I mainly just have to land some troops. That's it. I'm gonna take these rangers and I'm gonna turn off pretty much all of the AI's control over them. I'm going to send them out to Guantanamo in preparation for battle. By battle, I mean sweet, holy occupation without much fighting back. It's great. I'm going to send a bunch of older capital ships outside of Haiti's water borders and prepare. We are now at 69%. The time has almost come. Inflation is holding around 13%, so I did manage to stagnate it a bit.
Oh look, you got tech for me.
At least I didn't follow Canada up to 17.2%. Yeah, I actually bought that from Germany. This is some of my rangers en route to Guantanamo to prepare for the occupation of Haiti. Not that they'll be needed. Literally, these 4 capital ships should be, enough. Honestly. And if they're not, well, there's another one sitting over here. So I literally I turn off the ability for the AI to basically do anything when I'm gonna micro. Makes things easy. So I don't have to, fight for control. Alright. Haiti. I have 71% war justification. It's not really getting higher than this. So it's time for you to die, you poor fool. It's time for you to die. Confirm war. It's time for battle. War declared. The United States just declared war on Haiti. Yay. And we got... Ooh. Got a bunch of stuff chilling here. Garrison, 2 cav, and an artillery unit. Got these capital ships opening fire. Are they gonna have enough supplies? I might need to send some more. Do I have an airbase on Guantanamo? I do.
Watch out for their cav charges.
As I had hoped it would, my tourism took a deep dive and my inflation is now going down, so that's nice. I took their capital. All I really had to do was land the Rangers. I may have accidentally gotten a couple planes of mine blown up. Because they're old planes, but yeah, I took their capital. So that's nice. They moved their capital, so I guess I'll just have to go snatch it up.
That sounded really easy once you dropped the Rangers in.
Oh, it was. It totally was. I made the mistake of sending some older air units here, though, and not all of them made it. Like, 3 of them died on the way. Not all of my Rangers seems to have showed up either, so either they're still on their way from somewhere super far away, or... I don't know.
That or they died.
No, they didn't die. I've only had 3 losses, and those were all planes that I watched just blow up because they couldn't make it far enough. They literally couldn't die. Rangers can't die from leaving continental US to going to Guantanamo Bay. That's not possible.
I was being funny because I was like joking around saying they were on the planes that blew up.
Those were not transport planes. Once I land my Rangers, though, it's just like, hey, easy as cake. They literally cannot stop my Rangers.
How does it feel conquering a place that just wanted to be left alone?
Pretty good. I mean, they're not conquered yet. My Rangers are still walking. Rangers are slow, man. They need a little bit of time to get over here. Is there nobody even defending this?
I mean, they're slow, but they don't have to worry about fuel.
It's true. And that's why I'm making Rangers. There's nobody defending this, is there? Their capital is just completely... Yep, okay, yep, alright. There you go. They should surrender now. They don't have really anything. There are a couple of villages left, actually. I lied. I'm curious if they'll surrender now, though, or actually try to run to those. You never know. Sometimes they're like, oh, you know, let's run.
No.
Oh, they ran, yeah. Huh.
I was going to say they're going to move it to Vexborg, but they moved it to Les Guys.
Les Gays. I've learned that no matter what they have, these 4 Rangers are literally enough to kill everything on this fucking island. What's over here? Barracks, airbase, seaport, goods consumer, goods industrial, ind mid. Okay, over here. Coal small, ind mid. We don't need this. I'm just tearing apart their villages as I walk my Rangers through them. They're slow, but nothing's gonna stop them. Oh, they have agriculture. More shit for me to dismantle. My birth-to-death ratio is absolutely insane. I'm birthing like almost 6 million people and losing not even 1.5. Pop growth. King Edward abdicates to marry an American. Yay. Good job. Move to America. Did he move to America, or did he just marry an American?
He married one, and they're living with him over there.
Oh. That's a weird reason to give up the throne, but, I mean, good job.
Or wait. Was it in-game or in real life?
It's in-game. Well, I'm not reading real-life news while we're having this, like, game playing. That was an event that just popped up.
In history, that event, the American went to England.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened. Like, it's a real-life thing that happened.
We took their capital.
Just don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what happened.
They took their capital, again. I'm just gonna start marching over here, just in case they make this their capital. I've never seen... I never would have expected Haiti to fight for every last, like, inch of land. I didn't think they would ever do this. They're fighting for every last inch of land. They're fighting, even though they don't have any troops, they're willing to keep going. All the way down to this.
They are hoping you go, it's not worth it. I'll just end the war.
Oh, hell no. We're gonna kill these bitches. Scrap the agriculture. Scrap the agriculture. It's over here. Ind, mid, coal, small. We don't need any of this bullshit. Nah. And literally nothing to stop my rangers from walking inside. I did this with 4 rangers.
We took their capital.
The ships weren't even really needed. Like, that's it. That's Haiti. They have nothing. Yep, they're gone. Bye-bye, Haiti. Well, oh, some of the other rangers finally showed up. Look at that. Well, you guys can come sail to Haiti. I got some worsened relations around the world for attacking somebody that I just, you know, went out of my way to acquire some more justification to attack. But, you know, it's okay. It's okay. They're gonna go to war with each other and forget all about me as time goes by. As it stands, I got what I wanted. One of the only places in the US that has rubber. It's not a lot, but there's not a lot in the US, I said. In the Western Hemisphere. Damn, my relations dropped like a lot with a lot of people. The UK loves me still. The UK fucking loves me. And they're just never changing their opinion about me, apparently. That's great. That's good. But it's fine, because I'm going to sit around and repair my treaty integrity and all that jazz. Inflation's still kind of like on its way down, which is good. And tourism's back on its way up, but the additional random 2 and something million people in my economy, whose jobs have all just been destroyed by me, will probably help move them to other places, which will help lower inflation, yada yada. Let's get you guys over there. You can, like, go over here. You can go over there. You don't need anybody over here. Oh, what was over here? I didn't see. Some stuff that I'm gonna dismantle. It said my recent actions have led the world market to adjust our subsidy rating by 3%. They raised it. They just raised it by 3%. My recent actions? What? Taking over a Caribbean nation? With like... No... Why would that make you subsidize me? That doesn't make sense.
I have to annex many things because they're not going to self-sustain themselves. Everything.
Well, yeah, of course. None of the little islands self-sustain themselves. That's just the way it works. Guam is just falling over and having an aneurysm because I asked them to build some rubber plantations. But even if I didn't do that, they would still fall over and have an aneurysm. I'll probably end up annexing them. Why do you have to, though? What's making you do it?
Because I left my people alone and they're just getting worse and worse in debt.
None of your islands have any debt, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Okay, they have,
Chuco
like,
has
negative
debt.
treasuries.
Yeah, that's not having debt. That's just not having money.
And
But that's how these islands work. That happens to literally almost every island colony in the game. I don't know why that's a reason of why you have to annex them.
The approval rating is garbage.
Has nothing to do with you. It doesn't affect you in the slightest. That's not a reason to annex them.
Won't they collapse if that happens?
No, they're a colony. It's gonna stay your colony no matter what happens there. Unless you make them hate you. Then they might try to get some kind of independence, but even then, their situation, if they collapsed because of that, then almost every colony in the game would collapse. And we have not seen that happen once. So in the beginning of the game, I started out with the highest GDP per capita out of every nation. Despite having insane, absurd inflation rates, I am, in terms of all the nations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th in ranking. If you include those 2 British colonies, I'm now 7th instead of 3rd. So despite, that goes to show that my inflation is not nearly as bad as it could have been, and thankfully, it's finally, probably thanks to that war and the injection of people, it's on the decline. We've gone from 13% down to 11.5%, and still ticking down. Thank God.
It is a good thing I left Japanese Manchukuo a colony rather than my own, rather than filtering it into my empire directly.
Why is that?
I can get money from them whenever I want.
Yes, you can steal from your colony. That is a thing. That is a thing.
Preparing Japan for an effective battle against China is painful and long.
Of course it is. You're preparing an island nation to go take on the biggest populated country in the entire world. It's not something that should be attempted to begin with.
I mean, I'm just following history, just delaying it for a better success rate.
Fuck, I once again got the troubled timber industry. Our stocks of timber have been reduced because global warming. I feel like that doesn't even make sense for, before World War II. What do you mean, global warming? Armies aren't even motorized yet. Maybe I should, like, turn random events off, because they just seem to be hurting. And not doing any good.
They seem to be hurting you more than...
I know, what did I do? Price of agriculture is going up, and more of the world's now coming to me for it. I love it. And the market availability is still high, so I don't know why they're freaking out about it. I've lowered my oil production like a lot. And as a result, I've noticed the market price is already rising. The Marco Bridge incident. Japanese troops within Chinese territory have stepped outside their role to protect their embassy. Hundreds died in an exchange of gunfire. The results have sparked tensions and may lead to war. It would, if Japan was played by the AI. But it's not. War will still come, just not this day. I put a bunch of engineers on Haiti because I don't have a lot of rangers yet. So I just put a bunch of engineers over here. Oh, a random escort is undocking. But yeah, they're just garrisoning the island, and whenever I choose to attack the Dominican Republic, unless I have a bunch more rangers, I will lead the charge with engineers. You've been promoted. We'll get a line of sight treaty with the UK so that I can see what they're up to. Also, because they'll give it to me for free, so... This means I get to watch what's happening in World War II once it starts. Because the UK still loves my guts. They're like, oh, you attacked a poor, innocent Caribbean nation? That's fine. We still love you. Remember, you're our kids. Please help us in World War II. We're not gonna. Well, I can see like into all the British colonies now too. That's some great shit right there. All their naval
How's the
forces.
Malay states looking?
There's really nothing there. I mean, yeah, there's really nothing there. Why, are you planning to attack it? You want to fight the UK?
I was just curious what was there. But no, I'm not attacking it. I actually told my units not to be in that area.
There's really not much there.
And I don't know why this one ship isn't listening.
Have you reserved all your units?
Yeah.
I'm leaving mine deployed just so they're ready for war. I like to have that readiness going, and I like to make sure that I can sustain it. I like to figure out inflation and all my budget based around when I have my troops deployed, so that I can maintain a gigantic standing, unrealistic army.
I do this so I can get a lot of stuff set up faster, and then when I get ready to start building Casus Belli, then I'm ready up.
Italy is now buying oil from me, and boy do people pay a lot for oil. Oh, the Hindenburg burns. Fucking rip. And the UK wants industry goods. That's a shitty price, UK. Fuck you. The best part about my inflation going down even more is I'm spending in pretty much all my social spending categories now. Only one is not maxed out to reach 100%. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't touched family subsidy or culture subsidy.
That's probably why your population's going down.
Yeah, I should probably cut some of them down and boost others.
I'm actually taking a little bit more money out of a family subsidy to encourage inflation to keep going down.
There we go. I have everything.
My birth rate is
up to a certain extent. Hopefully, it benefits me.
My birth rate is still in the millions above the death rate. My immigration's higher than my immigration, so I can definitely afford to lower my family subsidy from where it is. My social assistance is actually dirt cheap because of how many of my people are employed. If when my inflation goes down, the social assistance thing goes crazy, I'm just going to turn that off. Because that can get really expensive when your unemployment goes higher. With the retirement of Stanley Baldwin, conservative Neville Chamberlain has become Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, pledging another European war will not occur. I'm gonna disagree. Switzerland made an alliance with Belgium. Alright. That's ahistorical. I have world volatility on low. This is like the minimal ahistorical shit happening setting. And of all things to happen, Switzerland making an alliance with Belgium. That is not something I've ever seen happen in my several hundred hours with the Supreme Ruler games. That's great. Even in probably the most scripted setting of the entire game, some ahistorical shit's already happening. That's great. I love that.
Well, AI-related ahistorical stuff, because I haven't attacked China, and I was...
There's player ahistorical stuff. I attacked Haiti. There's ahistorical stuff all over the place. But what I was saying was that I love seeing ahistorical stuff outside of what the player does. Obviously, the player's going to do some ahistorical shit.
That's what I was basically saying. It's usually ahistorical. It's more interesting when the AI does something ahistorical than a player.
Yeah,
you expect
unexpected.
It from a player.
I could, like, jack up world volatility and we get ahistorical all over the place, but I do want to see World War II happen, which is why I left it on low instead of medium or none or some shit.
There's one main reason why I haven't attacked yet, and it's, in Korea. Or...
Your reason is in Korea?
Yeah, it's where Korea would be. It's southeast of Pyongyang. Right at...
You're producing a fuck ton of military production right there.
Yup.
Alright. That's,
It's only 3 land and 1 air.
That's funny because, when you go to the Cold War scenario, that is where all of North Korea's, military production is right there. Because there's no roads leading directly to it, it's always an annoying cunt to actually go for. But
we found out the exact reason why it's there. Japan built it, and then it became Korea's.
Well, they didn't have that much, though. They had, 2 land productions there, and then maybe something else.
Well, 1 collapsed. Eventually, I'm gonna have nothing but rails all over my place.
Are you tearing down your roads or something? To put up rails?
Slowly.
Why?
Just to get places faster.
But why tear down the roads?
I don't know. Because you can't stack them on top of each other.
I think you can.
Let me actually try.
I'm looking at a road stacked onto a rail in your country. Right there. And by the way, any motorized or mechanized unit will actually move faster on roads than rails. Rails are not going to help you move faster.
Either way, it's gonna be fun taking on China. Regardless.
Did you actually start dismantling roads though? Like,
no, I didn't do it.
oh my god, the entirety of like the northern part of your central area is actually all rails anyway. Yeah, roads and rails can be stacked, but you should use them in strategically different ways.
Or I could just put roads and rails all over.
Well, that costs you money to build and to maintain. Oh my good fucking god, how many power plants are you making? Oh my god, and military production, Jesus Christ. Why do you need all this?
Okay, what happened when I went to war with China the last time?
Military, oh my god, you're making so much shit. What is your inflation? How is it so low? What have you... What kind of Houdini shit is this? Like... You must be like low on industrial goods or something. If you're not low on okay, no, you're out of industry goods. That's why. Because you don't have the industry goods to make all of this. This is going to take you years to make. Unless you just get a fuck ton of industry goods. And I've sold most of my stock. Oh my god. You need to build less. You're going to be waiting for literally years for all this stuff to finish. Literally years. I thought you learned this before. Because you don't have the industrial goods to make all of this at once. You need to either go secure the industrial goods, or stop making a lot of this. Or deconstruct any hydro plants you have for their industrial goods. Holy hell.
It's fine, it's fine.
It's fine because I pointed it out and you're going to go find a way around this now.
No,
if I didn't point this out, you would have been waiting here for like years. Like, oh, I wonder why they're not finishing. Is this a bug? I think I have a bug.
No, I've been going to the market down in the research source tab and adjusting at every few months.
You're spiking the price of industry goods, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ironically, the second highest production of industry goods is China. Everyone else is like... Everyone but me is using more industry goods than they're making. I'm probably one of the only sellers. Yeah, the market availability is poor. I'm one of the only sellers, realistically. Maybe I should make more industry good factories. I'm still waiting for inflation to go down. It's down to 9.4. It's going down slowly but surely. One thing I need to do still, actually, is make more military goods facilities. I don't have enough, technically. Not that that's entirely a problem. I mean, right now it's very available in the world, but soon it's not going to be very available in the world.
Why do you think I'm preparing now?
Still, you're going a little overboard with how much you're making. A little overboard here. I have 8 of these things. You're making like 30. That is so much industrial goods to make all that. You are literally going to drain the world of industrial goods in order to make all this shit. You should have made this all in phases instead of all at once.
Yeah.
I don't know why you decided to rush this. The only reason your inflation is not like, oh, it's gone back up. Now that you're buying more industrial goods, your inflation's at 6.6. If you had actually all the industrial goods you could use right now, I guarantee your inflation would be over 20%. If you actually had all the industrial goods available to you that you needed. I thought you would have learned this after what you did with India during our other playthrough. But apparently not. You're out of money! You're out of money funding this shit! Why did you do this? Why the fuck did you do this? I feel like I'm gonna have to take over all of our researching to make up for this.
Goodbye.